In the heart of a bustling city, in a prestigious high school surrounded by towering glass buildings, lived Adana, an ordinary girl who loved her quiet life. She had her close circle of friends, enjoyed her books, and stayed out of drama. But her uneventful world shifted when a mysterious new student arrived. Her name was Esme. From the moment she walked into the classroom, it was as if the air changed. Esme was stunning, with deep, dark eyes that seemed to see right through you, flawless skin, and a voice that was both soothing and commanding. She was polite, charming, and intelligent, everything one would want in a friend. Adana, who rarely gravitated toward new people, felt an instant pull toward Esme. And to her surprise, Esme gravitated right back. Esme and Adana became inseparable. Esme was always there, listening to Adana's worries, giving advice, and standing up for her when others tried to push her around. She had a way of making Adana feel seen, important, and special. Adana's friends noticed how much happier she seemed, and even her parents mentioned the positive change. But not everyone saw Esme in the same light. "She's a little too perfect, don't you think?" Chica, one of Adana's oldest friends, said one day. "No one's that flawless." "It's weird." Adana brushed it off. "You're just jealous because she's cool." But soon, Chica's words didn't feel so far-fetched. One day, a boy who had been teasing Adana tripped on nothing and fell down the stairs. He broke his arm and swore he had felt something push him, though no one was nearby. Another time, a teacher who had scolded Adana in front of the class suddenly fell sick and didn't return for weeks. Adana began having strange dreams, nightmares where she was being chased by shadows, their whispers calling her name. In one particularly vivid dream, she saw Esme standing over her bed, smiling, her eyes glowing faintly in the dark. When she woke up, there were faint claw marks on her bedroom wall. Adana's unease grew, but she couldn't bring herself to confront Esme. How could she accuse her only real friend of causing these strange events? But as the weeks passed, the nightmares worsened, and Adana noticed other oddities. Esme never ate in public. Her shadow sometimes moved independently of her. And once, Adana swore she saw her reflection blink when Esme hadn't. One evening, while walking home, Adana finally gathered her courage. "Esme," she began hesitantly, "do you ever feel like weird things happen around you?" Esme stopped walking, her dark eyes locking onto Adana's. For a moment, there was silence. Then Esme smiled softly, but there was something unsettling about it. "Weird things," she repeated. "Adana, I thought you knew. You invited me into your life." "What do you mean?" Adana's voice wavered. Esme stepped closer. "You were lonely. You wanted a friend. Someone who would always protect you, no matter what. That's what I am. I'm your protector." Adana's chest tightened. "Protect me from what?" "From everything," Esme said, her voice low and smooth. "The bullies. The people who don't appreciate you. The ones who stand in your way." Her smile widened. "But protection comes at a price." Adana stumbled back, her heart racing. "What are you?" Esme's smile faltered, replaced by an expression of sadness. "You know what I am. You saw me in your dreams. You brought me here when you wished for someone to understand you, to stand by you. I'm bound to you now, Adana. And while I protect you, I also need something in return." Adana's mind reeled as she pieced everything together. Esme wasn't human. She was something else entirely, something dark. And the accidents, the nightmares, they were her doing. Adana tried to sever ties with Esme, but it wasn't so simple. Esme began to appear in her room uninvited, her shadow stretching across the walls. Adana's grades dropped as she became consumed by fear, and her friends started distancing themselves, unnerved by the strange energy surrounding her. "You can't run from me," Esme said one night, her voice echoing in Adana's mind. "I'll always be with you. You wished for me, and now I'm yours." Desperate, Adana turned to an elder in her neighborhood, a woman rumored to know about the supernatural. The woman listened to Adana's story and nodded gravely. "You've bound yourself to a familiar spirit," she said. "It feeds off your emotions, your fears, and your desires. If you want to break free, you must reject it completely. But be warned, doing so will cost you dearly." Adana was left with an impossible choice: keep Esme in her life, allowing the chaos to continue, or perform the ritual the elder gave her to sever the bond. The ritual required her to give up something she cherished deeply: her trust in others. In a final confrontation, Adana stood before Esme, holding the items needed for the ritual. "I never wanted this," she cried. Esme's form began to shift, becoming more shadow than human. "You can't undo what's been done," she hissed. But Adana, with tears streaming down her face, performed the ritual. As the final words left her lips, Esme let out a piercing scream, her form dissolving into wisps of black smoke. Adana woke up the next day feeling lighter, though her room felt emptier than ever. Her friends slowly returned, though she noticed she struggled to trust them fully. Esme was gone, but the memory of her lingered. And every so often, in the dead of night, Adana would wake up and feel the faintest trace of a presence, as if Esme was watching from afar, waiting for another invitat. The story teaches that loneliness and desperation can cloud judgment, making us vulnerable to harmful influences. It highlights the importance of self-awareness, boundaries, and recognizing that true companionship cannot be forced or sought at the expense of one's safety. Additionally, it serves as a cautionary tale about the unintended consequences of giving into temptation and trusting appearances over substance. True healing and connection must come from within, not from external fixes that seem too good to be true. Thank you for watching.